far from the loud sea beaches where he goes fishing and crying. Why is the seagull crying as he flies over Parkmerced? He's crying for the same reason that we are, that roofs and homes are being possibly destroyed. The very places where that seagull can land. These are our homes, and we are not going to stand by and see them destroyed for greed. And that's the only word that covers it. Thank you very much.
Well, you got the state of California and you got a private developer on Brotherhood Way coming in here and making noise about developing, at least on the fringes of Parkmerced. I knew, and I told the tenants here, they're getting ready to tear this place down. We're living at ground zero, and the tenants better wake up or it's going to be over. And sure enough, in 2007, they took out their application to demolish the place. And that's when I think reality set in for a lot of these tenants.
The most important consideration here is that working class families' homes will be destroyed. A green and beautiful environment will be lost forever in the Manhattanization of the west side of San Francisco.
It's beyond me that the developer has the power to come in here and tell me that my community isn't worth anything anymore, that they need to tear it down to save it. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's anywhere near the spirit of this city and San Francisco, and I don't think that it should be allowed to happen. And I'm concerned for myself and my fellow tenants as to what the future holds.
Parkmerced is a 152-acre housing complex located on the southwestern corner of San Francisco, adjacent to the city's largest natural lake, Lake Merced, after which Parkmerced was named. The overall site plan of Parkmerced is organized by a series of landscaped drives that radiate from a central open space with Juan Bautista Circle called the Commons. Parkmerced is home to more than 1,500 renter households who live in 2- and 3-story garden apartments. Even as the city of San Francisco entered into a legally questionable agreement with Parkmerced in the midst of the city's unprecedented housing crisis, these 1,500 tenants find themselves in danger of displacement.
I've moved out of 3 cities 'cause I couldn't pay the rent. Folks like me weren't welcome, so I packed it up and went. It's always the same story. I find a place I want to be, and soon enough I'm joined by all the other refugees. And then watch the websites warble, this is the hippest place to hang. Hey, check out Division, it's the sweetest thing since Tang. Then watch the millionaires come in, build a luxury hotel, sipping coffee on the sidewalk, saying, isn't this place swell? Rents are going up and the neighborhood's going down here in gentrification town.
We are now entering another courtyard, which is simple. It does not have a big retaining wall, but the green lawn greets us already looking at it from the outside, and it looks like a very nice and quiet oasis in the middle of lots of buildings. We are now entering a courtyard with very old olive trees and a very big three gorgeous examples. It looks just perfect to sit here or lay on the lawn on a sunny day.
And there's no way that it can be green if there's that many people that are gonna, that if it includes 6,000 more cars, if it includes 6,000 more people using resources, no matter how much recycled water you're talking about, or how many wind farms you're talking about, which is part of the proposal, or how green you claim that this is going to be. There's just no way that tripling the density can be greener than the livable space that it is now.
That's how you save energy, and that's how you deal with carbon emissions, is retrofit them. And also they're going to radically plow over the landscape and build a new landscape. Well, when you plow over trees and cut trees down and plow out soil, it exposes all that soil to the air. It oxidizes and releases a lot more. It has the biological activity created by that, releases a lot more of the soil carbon up into the atmosphere.
And then what you see projecting out here is that the lower comparative energy use per unit on a square foot basis, because these units, of course, would be outfitted above existing Title 24 standards per the development, the terms of the development agreement. And what you see is at year 24, a complete carbon payback, if you want to use that term. At that point in time, with these conservative assumptions, on a one-for-one comparison, not even considering VMT or any of these other issues, the replacement units at Parkmerced pay off and then begin to reap dividends in terms of saved GHG emissions over time.
Parkmerced exhibits one of the foremost characters of Thomas Dolliver Church's work as a masterclass landscape architect, that of the concept of indoor and outdoor living. They're great examples of very simple curvilinear walkways, planter boxes, and fully mature landscape features, which have grown to the full size and vision of a landscape architect. These designs show and provide a great example of garden rental apartment community living, which doesn't exist anymore in the city and county of San Francisco because they're proposing to demolish one of the prime examples of Thomas Dolliver Church's work. This type of living doesn't exist anywhere else in the United States. There's only 4 complexes that were built like this: Park Fairfax in Virginia, Park La Brea in San Diego, Peter Cooper Stories of in Town in New York City, and Parkmerced in San Francisco. When you look here, you see a formerly beautiful landscape design that is now being proposed to be demolished in the guise of sustainability. Under the guise of sustainability, we cannot replace what exists here, material-wise, design-wise, nor environmentally can we consider this to be a sustainable project when it proposes to demolish an example of landscape masterclass work that could be eligible for the National Register.
See it? Right at the top of that. Yeah, that's it. The the left edge. See the left edge? When I first moved in here, there was nothing but just grass all the way to the wall. So in respect to Thomas Dolliver Church's beautiful curvilinear walls over here, I cut a little S-curve flower bed, and I've got now 15 rose bushes and this Meyer lemon tree, which I share with neighbors who have watched my garden for me when I'm away, make Meyer lemon tarts out of it. I hope to make preserved Meyer lemon, but people come from quite a way away to pick the lemons before they're ripe, and I don't always get a chance to get enough. They have to be yellow-orange. This one that you and I just nibbled on is the color they're supposed to be. Meyer lemon should be this color when it's ripe.
I've moved out of 3 cities 'cause I couldn't pay the rent. Folks like me weren't welcome, so I packed it up and went. It's always the same story. I find a place I want to be, and soon enough I'm joined by all the other refugees. Then watch the websites warble, this is the hippest place to hang. Hey, check out Division, it's the sweetest thing since Tang. Then watch the millionaires come in, build a luxury hotel, sipping coffee on the sidewalk, saying, isn't this place swell? Rents are going up and the neighborhood's going down here in gentrification town. Seen the families leave the city, watch how they accept their fate, except the ones who had the timing right and bought some real estate. The ones who had the timing and the ones who had the credit, the ones who paid attention to whoever it was who said it. This is a nation that won't suffer utopians or fools. He who has the gold rules. He who has the gold, he who bought the stock, he who is the landlord who owns your block. Rents are going up and the neighborhood's going down here in gentrification town. They say you can't blame the yuppies, they're just responding to the will of the market and the strength of the US dollar bill. But the dollar's only strong if you have some to your name. Otherwise you're on the business end of the game. The end that just stays home 'cause they can't afford the show. The end that has to pack their things and find a place to go. The new hit place to be for a little while, then the wrecking balls move in and chase us out again. Rents are going up and the neighborhood's going down here in gentrification town. Rents are going up and the neighborhood's going down here in gentrification town. Gentrification